Most of us have medical card. Why do we still need critical illness, especially for an employed person?
First of all, you need to know the difference between a medical card and a critical illness coverage. Right? For medical card, this is you. This is the hospital. This is the insurance company. What happens when you're sick and you enter the hospital is the hospital will ask the insurance company for money. The insurance company will pay the hospital and you get nothing. But the good thing is all the medical expenses is covered. Right? So this is the medical card part. For critical illness is a check. Right, with a name on it. The amount is decided by you when you buy the critical illness coverage. Now, the question is, what would you use this money for? So, take a moment and think about if you get a sum of money when you're really, really sick, what would you use the money for? Right. So, most of my clients, they use it for this. Number one is their income replacement. Say, for example, you're 40 years old, you plan to work until you're 60. And then when you're 60, you're supposed to have a retirement fund to sustain yourself until you're 80 years old. Right? And if you're sick when you're 45, it means the 15 years of income is no more and you don't have the savings. So you want the money to come in and cover all this. Right? So how much you need to replace your income for 35 years, you need to calculate. For example, if your income is 10,000, then times 12, 4.6 million. Right? You would argue that my income that I want to replace already includes the money I want to save. So 4.2 million, excuse me. So you argue that the 15 years of income that you save down is supposed to include your retirement fund already. But do think about the other sum of money that you need to use. Number two is supplement. A lot of people, when they are sick, they would take supplements to help them feel better, right? To recover. How much would you need? Number three is overseas treatment. Now, as we know, when you enter hospital using the medical card, hospital would take money from the insurance company would pay hospital. But that is in Malaysia. When you want to go overseas, it's on a pay and claim basis. Means you pay first, claim later. And they will let you claim in Malaysia rate. So where do you find the money to pay first? Comes from here, right? Number four, and I think it's very important for a lot of people, is what I call the restart model. Imagine when you're 45 years old, you have recovered. You're now good and you want to start working again. You go to a company, you hand in your resume, you try to find work, right? You're 45 years old, just recovered from cancer. And then your competition is another guy who's also 45 years old and was healthy all along. If you are the employer, who would you choose? Do you have the confidence to be able to give the same production? Can you concentrate as long? If you don't recover properly, what happens? So restart model gives you a sum of money to restart, right? Either by starting a business or doing some investment. Now, to a lot of people, 4.2 million is quite a big amount. What they do instead is they look at 45 to 50. At least for 5 years, if a cancer doesn't relapse, you're considered stable. And normally, if it relapses, it's very serious. So most people cover their income for 5 years. So if it's 10K, it's 120,000. and 5 years is 600,000. The question is, if you were to choose this figure, is it enough to cover number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4? So that's a rough idea of how you can calculate how much of critical illness that you need to get.